Hey, KS Services is now running their $59 fall tune-up special. Our team arrives on time and is always professional. Be sure your unit is ready for the cooler temperatures by visiting our website, callks.com today, and schedule your appointment. It's fast and easy. The weather's getting cooler and the days are getting shorter. Don't let the fall weather sneak up on you. Call us today, 205-322-9090, AL certification number 1112.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, November the 12th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. And before I forget, if you have an interest in severe weather, I'll be doing a storm spotter class for the Bald Rock Amateur Radio Club in Pell City on November the 16th. That's this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Pell City Civic Center. So if you have an interest, come on out. Look forward to seeing you there. Satellite image is much cloudier this morning than it was yesterday morning, as the wedge actually made it in a little bit better, with clouds extending nearly all the way across the state of Alabama from the east. And we can certainly see that in the flow, the surface flow, with the high pressure off over New York and New England and around 1035 or so millibars. We do have a nice wedge pattern, and that means cold air damming with the flow coming around the eastern side of the Appalachians and down around the southern end. And we can certainly see that in the surface flow with the wind barbs. And that does set up a bit of a east to west gradient, with the coolest temperatures along the Alabama-Georgia line and the warmest along the Mississippi-Alabama line. You can see Tuscaloosa is at 54 for one of the warmer spots, where Anniston's a cooler spot at 49. Of course, it's 46 up in the northeastern part of the state. The situation at the surface map is that we do have that high pressure system. We also have kind of a front approaching due to an upper short wave that will be moving by. But I think things will be relatively dry for most of central Alabama, though we do have a few sprinkles on radar right now. In the upper atmosphere, you can see that shortwave trough over Iowa that is moving to the east, and that is going to be helping to enhance the possibilities of some rain. But moisture is somewhat limited, only in the lower levels. Radar is showing a few spots of some rain, especially the east central part of the state of Alabama, and then over into Arkansas and the mid-south area, but it's pretty sparse. And that's due to the lack of moisture except in the low levels. The watch warning map features some dense fog advisories up there in parts of Montana. We have some purple areas over there that indicate gale warnings off the coast of the northwestern part of the United States. And then we still have a couple of freeze advisories in the southern part of North Carolina and the extreme eastern part of South Carolina. QPF still showing not much in the way of rain for the next 5 days, and that seems to be a pretty good bet. We'll have this little shot right here, and then we're going to stay relatively dry until Friday, and then on Friday, and this ends at 12Z on Friday, so then Friday evening and into Saturday, we have another shot at some precipitation. The Storm Prediction Center is not outlooking any severe weather for day one, just thunderstorms in the extreme northwest coast and over the Florida Peninsula and extreme southeastern Louisiana. Day two, Florida as well as the northwestern United States, and then day three, Florida as well as around the Chicago area, Illinois, Indiana area. And we're not too busy in the tropical Atlantic, but we do have a storm system that is being watched, an area of disturbed weather that could become a non-tropical low over the next 5 days, but no threat to land. All right, the 060 GFS model run, and here's our trough that is moving fairly briskly. It's in the vicinity of southern Lake Michigan or Chicago, and moving fairly briskly, and that should move on fairly quickly. Not much in the way of rain, and again, the primary limiting factor is that the precipitable water values are very low. As a matter of fact, if you look at the sounding at Shelby County, you can see that it was very, very dry above that little bit of low-level moisture. By Monday at midday, the upper trough is reaching the east coast of the United States, so that should, with a high over northern Illinois, that should sweep the moisture out of here. and dry us out with some sunshine by afternoon. We come under a ridge on Tuesday, so look for temperatures to begin to warm a little bit. And again, on Wednesday, we're under weak ridging. And even on Thursday, we're still under weak ridging. So not much to talk about as temperatures are going to warm nicely. By Friday, we're still under ridging, but we're now watching a nice trough. And we should probably see highs maybe in the low 70s for Friday. And GFS is a little bit slower, as is the European, on the progression of this system, and that often happens, but you can see that system. It's going to be producing a nice surface low over eastern Iowa with a cold front trailing to the southwest across eastern Oklahoma. But once again, part of the problem is while moisture is surging upward ahead of that front, it's not a great deal of moisture. We'd rather see values closer to 2 inches, but these values are on the order of about 1.6 inches, so it is sufficient to get some showers. And taking an intermediate time, it does look like the front should come through central Alabama around midnight or 1 a.m. on Saturday. And that means that most of the rain will probably come Friday evening and into very early Saturday. By Saturday at midday, 1 o'clock, 18Z, we see that the trough is by us already. We're coming under good northwesterly flow, and we're seeing that large high-pressure system over Texas, northern Texas, with a nice northwesterly fetch even at the surface all the way back into south-central Canada. So it looks like Saturday could be one of those days where the temperatures actually go the wrong direction. One of those things where we have a high around midnight or 1 a.m. on Saturday, and then the low is around 11 p.m. on Saturday, and the temperatures either hold steady or fall through the 50s that day. Looking out to Sunday, the final day of our 7 days here, and we see that the trough's still in place over the eastern part of the U.S., so we're staying with somewhat chilly weather with highs around 40, perhaps even into the upper 30s or so, and the afternoon highs probably around the 60-degree mark. Looking out into voodoo country, we have that short wave that has moved over off the southeast coast, and we're coming under weak ridging right there, and it's kind of short-lived, but it should warm us up fairly quickly. And then by Thursday, the 23rd, this is Thanksgiving Day, we have a nice storm system, upper level closed low moving through the Great Lakes. That will be trailing a cold front down into the central U.S. that will probably move through here late on Thanksgiving or into Friday. And then by Saturday, we've already got another little short wave, but in this case, the short wave is probably going to not have much moisture to act on. And then finally, we're into a kind of a split flow with a closed low over Florida or just off the west coast of Florida and a strong upper trough over the Great Lakes, and we're kind of between the split flow in dry air. That'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for this morning. James Spann will be back in the saddle with the next edition of the Weather Xtreme video first thing on Monday. Have a great day and Godspeed.
Hey, KS Services is now running their $59 fall tune-up special. The weather's getting cooler and the days are getting shorter. Don't let the fall weather sneak up on you. Call us today, 205-322-9090, AL certification number 11120.